The idea of a Dyson sphere begins not with ambition, but with limitation. Every civilization that grows eventually encounters the boundaries of its energy supply. On Earth, energy has always shaped the arc of progress, determining how societies build, move, communicate, and survive. As technological capacity expands, so too does energy demand, revealing constraints that are not political or economic, but physical. The concept of a Dyson sphere arises as a response to these constraints, proposing a way to move beyond planetary limits altogether. A Dyson sphere is not a single structure in the traditional sense. It is a theoretical system designed to capture a significant fraction of a star's energy output. The idea was popularized by physicist Freeman Dyson, who suggested that an advanced civilization might surround its star with orbiting structures, intercepting stellar radiation for use. This vision reframes energy not as something extracted from a planet, but as something harvested directly from the source that powers entire solar systems. The scale of such a system is difficult to comprehend. A star like the Sun emits more energy in a single second than humanity currently consumes in years. Capturing even a small portion of that output would redefine abundance. Energy scarcity, a defining feature of civilization throughout history, would effectively disappear. What follows from that disappearance is not immediately obvious. Energy shapes civilization indirectly as much as directly. With abundant power, transportation systems change, manufacturing transforms, and information flows without constraint. Technologies that are currently impractical due to energy costs become trivial. Desalination, atmospheric processing, and large-scale environmental engineering move from theoretical to routine. A Dyson sphere does not merely provide power. It alters the structure of possibility. One of the most immediate uses of near-infinite energy would be computation. Modern civilization increasingly relies on information processing, yet computation remains limited by power consumption and heat dissipation. With stellar-scale energy, civilizations could operate vast computational systems, simulating physical processes, biological systems, and entire virtual environments with unprecedented fidelity. Knowledge itself becomes a primary output of energy abundance. Manufacturing would also be transformed. Energy-intensive processes such as molecular assembly, large-scale recycling, and material synthesis become economically insignificant. Scarcity of physical goods diminishes as matter can be rearranged efficiently and repeatedly. Waste ceases to be an endpoint and becomes a temporary state in a continuous cycle of reuse. Space itself becomes more accessible. Launching material out of a planetary gravity well is one of the most energy-demanding tasks known. With Dyson-scale power, space travel becomes routine. Entire industries could operate in orbit or across multiple star systems, supported by energy harvested directly from stellar output. Civilization expands spatially, not through conquest, but through logistics. The relationship between civilization and its home planet would fundamentally change. With energy harvested in space, the need to exploit planetary environments diminishes. Mining, heavy industry, and large-scale power generation could move off-world, reducing ecological pressure. A planet might transition from an industrial hub to a preserved environment, valued more for stability and life than for extraction. Yet infinite energy does not eliminate complexity. It shifts it. With power no longer a limiting factor, new constraints emerge. Information overload, coordination challenges, and ethical considerations rise to prominence. Decisions are no longer shaped by what can be afforded, but by what should be done. The absence of scarcity does not remove choice, it amplifies its consequences. A Dyson sphere also implies a long-term perspective. Constructing and maintaining such a system would take centuries or millennia. This requires a civilization capable of sustained coordination across generations. Political systems, cultural values, and institutions would need to prioritize continuity over immediacy. The project itself becomes a test of civilizational maturity. The social structure of a Dyson-capable civilization would likely differ radically from modern societies. Energy abundance could dissolve traditional economic hierarchies based on resource control. Alternatively, it could concentrate power among those who manage the infrastructure. The outcome depends not on technology, but on governance. Infinite energy does not guarantee equitable distribution. Communication would operate on new scales. With vast energy reserves, civilizations could transmit signals across interstellar distances continuously. They could observe and map distant regions of the galaxy in detail, using active sensing methods currently beyond reach. A Dyson sphere becomes not only an energy system, but a sensory extension of civilization itself. The question of defense also changes. With control over stellar-scale energy, a civilization gains unprecedented capacity for protection or destruction. This raises fundamental ethical concerns. How such power is restrained may determine whether a civilization becomes stable or self-destructive. The management of infinite power demands equally infinite caution. A Dyson sphere also alters a civilization's relationship with time. Long-term projects, such as stellar engineering or interstellar travel at sublight speeds, become practical. Civilizations could plan across tens of thousands or millions of years, aligning technological progress with cosmic timescales rather than human lifespans. Biological limits might be reconsidered. With abundant energy, sustaining artificial habitats, modifying environments, or supporting long-lived biological or post-biological forms becomes feasible. Civilization may no longer be tied to a single planetary surface or a single biological form. Energy abundance enables diversification rather than convergence. Cultural expression would evolve under these conditions. Art, exploration, and experimentation could flourish without material constraint. Entire worlds might be dedicated to research, preservation, or creativity. The value of energy shifts from survival to expression, from necessity to choice. Yet the presence of a Dyson sphere also makes a civilization visible. Such structures would alter the light signature of a star, producing detectable infrared emissions. From afar, a Dyson sphere announces existence. This visibility carries implications for contact, caution, and cosmic anonymity. Choosing to build one is also choosing to be seen. This raises questions about why civilizations might hesitate to construct Dyson spheres. Perhaps infinite energy is not universally desirable. Perhaps restraint, sustainability, or risk avoidance leads civilizations to pursue other paths. The absence of observed Dyson spheres in the galaxy has prompted speculation about limits not of technology, but of intention. If humanity were to build a Dyson sphere, it would reflect a profound shift in values. The project would signal commitment to long-term survival, collective effort, and planetary responsibility. It would also require redefining progress, not as faster growth, but as deeper integration with cosmic processes. Energy abundance might allow civilization to address existential risks. Planetary defense systems, climate stabilization, and disaster mitigation could be maintained indefinitely. With sufficient power, survival becomes a matter of foresight rather than capability. The challenge shifts from engineering to wisdom. At the same time, infinite energy could amplify existential threats if misused. The margin for error grows alongside capability. Managing such power demands not only technical precision, but ethical coherence. A civilization's values become as important as its tools.